people that I like a lot in my life, and when I meet them, and I start fumbling. I almost lose my command on language, my tongue freezes, and then I go out and say, damn, I couldn't speak at all. So these two elements in my life, Zen Vartan and this gallery, they do the same thing to me. So when I was told that I'm supposed to introduce Zen, so Zen is like, see, how do I introduce him? I'm in the middle of it. Zen Vartan, and what you see here, it makes me speechless. How do I find words where the work has gone beyond words? It's silence. His work actually draws everyone in. और उनको अगर मिलें तो उनमें जो ठहराव है, जो सुकून है, उनके साथ जुड़ने के बाद जितना सुकून महसूस होता है, और उतनी ही एनर्जी, उतना ही आवेग उनके काम में आपको देखने मिलेगा, और उतने ही आवेग के साथ वो काम के अंदर कुछ तो मिस्टीरियस डेप्थ होती है, और ये सब शब्द मेरे लिए पंगु है. It's like I'm just that handicapped, desperate, try to explain how I feel about Zen's work. I myself an artist. I was in the corporate world. I always painted from my childhood, but I never actually jumped into fine art. It's my interaction with Zen inspired me, and rather with his work inspired me to take a dive, to jump into no man's land, and it's been extremely rewarding journey. And be careful, guys, all of you all. He's extremely addictive. If you all get to know him, be very, very, very careful. Speak to your therapists, doctors, because it will be difficult for all of you all to leave him and not meet him time and again. Yeah. So, Jai Ho Baba, Zen, हाँ, हमारे मित्र, हमारे आदर्श, and it's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute treat, a visual treat to come here and cherish. I live in Mumbai. Yesterday I was here, and morning I was going to leave. But today the entire day I spent here, just soaking into the art around me. The beauty of being in an art exhibition of this nature and this magnitude and such magnificent works around us is never. I choose not to read the work. In the sense, I don't get into technicalities of it. That what kind of textures it used, what kind of canvas it is, how layered it is, what is the composition, the breathing space, the negative space, and all that grammar, vyakaran that comes along with art as we learn academically. I try and go beyond that, and I shut that part of cacophony in my head, and I just live with it. I live with it. I continuously try to go beyond my conscious mind and get into subconscious space and just feel it. And the feeling of just being here and the Thairao is absolutely demands surrenderance. Talking about surrenderance. So when I walked into this gallery, from Zen we'll move to this gallery, Monalisa Kalagram. Everyone knows about this gallery in Pune and entire India now, and it's a beloved gallery of all the artists. And this is the only gallery where alcohol is not allowed. And somehow, once anyone walks into this gallery, no one even thinks of consuming alcohol. And that's the magic. So when I walked in first time, it was like a shrine. I walked in from that space, and there's a vast glass facade with a lot of art inside, and soulfully designed little spaces around, and the greenery. It started consuming me, and I kept walking towards gallery, and it started demanding more and more surrenderance, and I started feeling so joyous about it. And then I walked into gallery, and here I am, I'm in a shrine, and I visit this place, and that at times Lisa, who owns this gallery, and she wouldn't even know, but I would come by 3:34. I live close by, and just sit under the tree here and enjoy the golden evening sunlight. Just sit there, soak into the space, and go back home. And trust me, that's free, absolutely free therapy. So here is the combination quite powerful Zen Vartan and the gallery here. And about the music, of course, I leave the floor for Ruchira. Would you please introduce today's evening? Yeah. Thank you so much. Abhar.
And I hope you will enjoy this beautiful painting. So, what is the evening all about? It is a song, Stories Stillness. This is a vision of Sheetal Sanghvi. I think more than 8 years. He lived in urban ashram, Koregaon, and he has his own urban ashram for a few years. So, I'll not talk too much, we'll just jump into it. Thank you.
I invite us all to become bees for a minute or two. We've all been buzzing in many layers, mental, emotional, physical. Think of this as a beautiful sacred hive that we walk into. And we'll come in a little buzzing. We do something called a Brahmari. And the intention is then we drop into Thera, Sukoon, which incidentally is the hope I have for the evening, that by the time we step out of here, the songs and stories have given us a sense of stillness within our own being. I really want to take this opportunity to thank Zen Vartan. It feels like entering a temple of art. And not just art, but also art with a heart. And I know we can feel it at subtle levels, even if the mind is still arriving. I hope the heart has settled down. Just allow the mind to also make up with our soul and heart. Humor me with just a few hums. Start our journey today and share a little. So the evening is titled Songs, Stories and Stillness. It's not scriptures or books that helped me, but stories. And actually even songs. And they gave me a sense of peace and ease. And now I'm borrowing a word a friend used on the mic, Thera. I really love the word Thera. I wish it's used more often. Thera. I wish I had a little more Thera in my life. And they say what you really want, when you start giving it to others, it ripples back. So I'm hoping that happens today. So let's start with the Thera of Kailash. Some of you I know this song. And really the intention is for you all to sing along. I really hope you all can sing along and realize the power and the beauty of your own voice. that. Between the songs, I'm just going to invite us to be with ourselves. Take an opportunity to breathe deeply. Building a collective field of stillness, a container in which we don't need to meditate, but we become meditative. There's a young boy named Adi Shankaracharya. He left home very early, maybe he was 8 or 9, and he went to the Himalayas. And as that little boy was walking in the mountains, a sadhu asked him, "Who are you?" I think that's a very beautiful question to keep asking. Who am I? Who am I beyond the naam, the roop, the family, the titles, the education? So Adi Shankara had a response to this question, and it came out in the form of a poem called Nirvan Shatakam or Atmo Shatakam. We won't have time to sing the whole thing, but his response to this person's question was Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. beautiful song, but I'm going to take it further from Kailash to Kashi. In Kashi there lived a poet named Kabir, roughly 700-800 years ago. And I'm guessing someone again asked Kabir, so who are you? And every poet or every mystic has his own way of responding to that question. So this is what Kabir spoke. And I'm hoping someday it arises in your own heart too to respond this way ke Yugana Yugana Ham Yogi Aave na jaye Mite na kabahu Shabad anahat bhogi. I've asked the train to give us a little tal. If it's a bit off tal, we can request them, but really don't have too much control. But just treat it as a nice rhythm at the back. And that's life. We set out to do good things and then there's slight distractions, but maybe we can bring them into the satsang. So this line is Yugan Yugan Ham Yogi. And whenever this line comes, I just hope you can sing with abandon. Because it is true for so many of us. I hope all of us. Yogi, Yogi, Yogana, Yogana, Yogi, 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 Yogana, Yogana, Yogi, Yogi, Avena.
Same time we are props for someone else. Take ourselves lightly. So there was a contemporary of Kabir named Gorakhnath, and a young seeker went to Gorakhnath, and like many young people tend to be, he was fed up with life. He didn't have a purpose. He didn't know, why should I live? What's the point? And contrary to any popular, what a shrink would do, Gorakh's response to this young seeker was, "Maro re jogi, maro re. But aisi marni maro, ke bahur marna na hoye. Die, O yogi, die, but die in such a way that you don't need to keep coming back." Now this is an important question. What was he referring to this death? Which death is this? And if you Google and if you do AI, there's enough responses to that. But I'm going to leave you with that question, that who is Gorakhnath addressing in this song? Who is this yogi that he's asking, die? Die if you truly want to come alive. Die. And here the lines I would love for us to sing. I'm so grateful I saw some of us singing, humming shyly. I would say if there's a regulator, you can up it a bit. It'll be nice to have some feedback. So I forgot to say, I'm actually not a singer. I've come to realize that after I sit in front of a mic. I'm more of a storyteller, and I try and put in a little song in the middle. So please don't judge me by my sur or tal. I'm still in training, but I hope to keep improving my bhava. And I know my bhava is hitting home when I see you responding back with bhava. So it'll really help if all of us can sing at least few lines together. Marore jogi, marore. Let's try it. Marore jogi, marore jogi, marore. Simple.
Marore jogi, marore jogi, marore jogi.